This behind me, it's the 2022 Kia Stinger GT. Since its launch, the Kia Stinger has become an absolute success for Kia. I see them pretty much everywhere. They've sold quite a lot of them. And when it first came out, I must admit, I wasn't its biggest fan. Of course, it was new to the market at that time. People didn't know what to expect from it until I drove it multiple times and I absolutely fell in love. It is quite impressive what they've done with this vehicle, and most importantly, it's probably the best for the money. You get so much, and this year it's gotten a lot better with a lot of new tech features and most importantly, a new infotainment display. We're going to talk about exactly what it offers for 2022, and we'll take it for a test drive and talk about how it drives on the road. Special thanks for this video goes to our great friends at Mississauga Kia, a Kia dealership located in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. They're kind enough to allow me to borrow this and show you what it's all about. If you want to know more about them, the link will be in the description box. For Canada, there are two trim options. The Limited, the first one is the GT Limited, and the second, it is called the GT Elite, which is the one that we have for today's video. There's also a third option for the GT Elite, which offers a suede, it's basically the seats have a suede interior and some other light differences. But for Canada, you only get two trims and you only get one engine. The starting price, of course, is $50,000, which is actually more than the 2021 model. It is powered by a 3.3-liter twin-turbo V6 engine with 368 brake horsepower, and it is paired, of course, with an all-wheel drive system. In the US, you get three trims. There is the GT line, the GT1, and the GT trims. It's of course the same engine here, but you also get a second engine which makes less horsepower, and of course it is a rear-wheel drive. Unlike in Canada, we only get one that is available with an all-wheel drive system with torque vectoring. The first thing you notice with the new Stinger is of course the new logo that Kia has introduced. How do I feel about this? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how I feel about it because it's still early. It looks nice. One of the salesperson actually mentioned the fact that she likes more the logo onto the key fob than she likes it in the actual car. To me, it looks okay. I need time to get used to it, but again, it's just a matter of time. Now, in terms of the exterior design, things remain very much the same overall. So the size remains very much the same. There's only some differences, and one of the first ones is, of course, the actual badge. The GT Elite comes with the 19-inch wheels and the tires are staggered. The front ones are 225 by 40, 19-inch. The rear ones are 255 by 35. And of course, powered by Michelin Sports, which they're great tires for even track days if you ever want to take this on a track day. In terms of the braking system, we're still getting the beautiful red calipers, the Brembo calipers. 4 pistons in the front and of course 2 pistons in the back if you want to go and have some fun. I wish they could offer some more options in terms of the braking system, maybe drilled or anything that could be more performance driven. The only option you get just standards, which technically are sort of like performance brakes. Of course, the new logo continues in the back as well. It sort of disappears with this white color because it has that aluminum finish style, and to me, in certain type of way, it kind of disappears completely. Anyhow, what matters is what they've offered for this year. So now we have a new design in terms of the tail lights that are more aggressive, and as you can see, this white accent around this area for the turning signal, and most important, a beautiful light all the way across. Everything else remains very much the same. Now the diffuser, they say it's slightly bigger and more aggressive, and most important, of course, the exhaust tips are bigger compared to the previous generation, and it's something that you notice right away when you look at the rear end of the vehicle. More aggressive looking, and to me it's actually better looking compared to the last year model. More aggressive, more sporty at the same time. Now let's talk about the interior, because this is where things get a bit interesting, and I'm happy that they've introduced the new screen in here. So we have a 10.25-inch massive infotainment screen, which is of course touch screen. Quite impressive, very sharp. You have a 360 camera, and most importantly, you're still getting a sunroof with this model. Now, the steering wheel, we have that beautiful flat button with the GT center icon. You have that grippy, nice leather and the beautiful red stitches around it. Beautiful seats. Of course, you can get a different option with the suede package, which would give you different seat style, but you're still getting sort of that bucket style. The cluster technically hasn't received a major update, but what they have done this year is that they've changed the actual frame of the side of the cluster. So now it is more sort of towards the steering wheel and more round. On top of that, the actual cluster itself remains similar to the previous generation with the digital screen in the center, analog tachometer and analog speedometer, but this year, they have introduced the same blind spot assist system used in the Kia Telluride and a Hyundai Palisade, where you turn your signal, it will show you left and right. I can't live without that feature anymore. Every time I drive a Kia that has one, I love that feature. It's so useful, and you don't have to turn your head. You should turn your head, but majority of the time, it will show you everything, unless it's really dirty outside and it's snowing. But other than that, it is quite impressive. With the Elite package, we got heated seats and ventilated seats, and of course the 360 camera, as I said previously. The actual shifter has changed a little bit, the design in the center, but pretty much the entire area from the climate unit, the buttons on top of it, and the vents remain very much the same. So things haven't changed dramatically in here. And in terms of the heads-up display, you're still getting a heads-up display similar to the last year model. The audio system is of course powered by HK, which is a premium audio system, great quality all around the vehicle. And most important, with the Elite, you get a beautiful red leather interior. It's a great combination with white and red interior. I would love black exterior, but white, it really looks good, and it makes the vehicle look nice and sharp, especially because of the diffuser in the back. I've covered everything you need to know about the 2022 Kia Stinger GT. It's time to take it for a test drive and see how it handles on the road, because I'm assuming they have included some new added performance features to the suspension system, the engine itself, and maybe the transmission. And that's what we're going to find out. And of course, how it sounds on the roads when you push it down. Let's go for a test drive and find out then. Let's go for a drive and let's talk about this beast. One thing I realized with this is how quiet it sounds. This is not my first one driving. It's not my first time driving it, the new model. And I feel like the older generation, the older model, not the older generation, it's the same generation, but the 2020 model that I had for a couple of weeks was far louder than this, and even in sport mode. Another thing is this has is the new gauges that basically shows some information. So for example, you have, if you go into the sport area, there's that, of course, the racing flag. You have the temperature, the power output, PSI. I don't remember this being in the previous year. This year they have that. On top of it, it has a power steering column, which I don't remember in the previous generation if they offered that, but they do have it in this one. So that's something interesting. But one thing that is just shocking me, even in sport mode, you do have the option to change the engine sound. There's an active sound design, it's called, and it basically shows you how to change the sound mode, but it's just still very quiet. It's quicker though, it feels quicker than the previous generation. The suspension system feels slightly stiffer, very agile on the road, sharp steering, very sharp steering. The suspension doesn't feel stiffer, but it feels more put together, maybe because it's a new car. Most of the ones that I've driven from OEMs are usually about 1,000 to 2,000 kilometers. This has only 134 kilometers in total. So that's something that might give me a different idea in terms of how this thing drives. Come on, Kia. Oh, nice. Power past 4,000 RPM on this car. That's something to love about the Kia. And it's still the annoying thing about not being able to do a proper takeoff. So the previous generation, I complained about the fact that it didn't offer full launch control modes. Like, let's do one. Let's see, maybe this is different. Okay, so let's turn off the traction completely. Traction control disabled. The stability control, everything is off. I have it in sport mode, pedal to the metal, and launch control is ready, it says. Oh, okay. Slightly better this year. Oh, that took off nicely. Okay. They might have fixed that one. That's probably why this thing drives and takes off like that. It's just the exhaust sounds. As you can actually hear it because I was able to record some of it. It's not as aggressive as the last year model. It just doesn't feel the same. I get it. Interior is fantastic. It's nice. The everything included for this year is nice. But that just one thing that I can complain about. The sound is not quite there for me. I think they could have done a lot better with something more aggressive. They say it's more aggressive, but it's not. In my opinion, the previous one sounded far better. It sounds good on the inside, but on the outside, not as aggressive. It's not deep. It's not a deep exhaust sound. You want to have that deep. It has quad exhaust system. You want to be able to hear a bit of a sport sound, rumbling noise. This doesn't have it, unfortunately. Another thing that disappointed me with this year is they didn't offer dual clutch transmission. I mean, a Kia Seltos has a DCT. They could have offered something like that in this. Then they didn't. They failed on that. The automatic transmission here it's nice, it's quick. I think a DCT would have made this thing a lot quicker. I understand maybe it's not the right DCT for this car, maybe it doesn't take that kind of power, but I think if they had offered that, this car would be so much quicker than any other vehicle, in my opinion, in that price tag. If they had offered a DCT, it could easily do 0 to 60 in 3.8 lower fours easily, because transmission is always important. We've learned that through drag races. Other than that, the transmission that it has right now, it still does a great job. Not the best, but it's still very good. It's not great, but it's very good. You push it and it takes off. This thing can seriously make you happy for the money. Kia has absolutely nailed it. They have absolutely nailed this car. They have done everything by the book for the right price, and I love that. Yes, some of the things that I said I can complain about. With this new model, we have GPS-based navigation systems. We put in your own GPS into the navigation system. You put your address, and based on that, it will work with the driver assistant package. Very smart. Let's put on the steering here. Let's set the speed, and here we go. Let's do it. Speed limit here. Actively steers for you. It's perfectly driving. It also has blind spot assist as well, and despite the fact that it does have the blind spot monitor, which is used in the Kia Telluride. Now you have that plus the blind spot assist. So you're you're safe on the road with a car like this. It offers quite a lot. It also has the gap assist, stop and go option as well. So some extra features offered in other Kia vehicles. Now a vehicle just turned and it slowed down itself because it realized. And I'm actually not even keeping my hands on the wheel and it's not saying anything. We're in normal roads. We're not on a highway, a dangerous area. Just wanted to sort of visualize for you what it can do with the driver assistant package. Just a fantastic vehicle. Oh! I love this thing. It makes me smile. It makes me happy. It's quick when you need it. It's comfortable when you need it. Does the job very well. With that in mind, thanks for watching. Special thanks goes to Mississauga Kia for allowing me to borrow this and test drive it and show you what it's all about. With that in mind, stay safe. Cheers.